in three, two, one. Welcome to Real Hospitality Live. I'm excited today to have my guest, Vice President of Ideon Packaging in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, Matt Dwane. Matt, you guys are like the holy grail of if somebody is a food manufacturer, you are the guys that they need to meet before they go through the pearly gates of getting into the big leagues. It's really cool to talk to you. It's really great to be working with you guys. Welcome to the show. And I really want to talk to you about what you guys are about, your innovation, what's going on with your company.
Well, thank you for having us. It's a great intro. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, you mean we're a packaging company. So we start at the grassroots of when customers are trying to launch a product, get it into stores, get it to the end users. And we get a great opportunity to help brand and package and ship and keep that product safe. So when it shows up at the stores or it shows up for the end users, that it looks good, it's in good shape, and they can start their brand recognition with the marketplace.
So at what stage does a food manufacturer find you guys?
Hopefully at the infancy stage of their developing process. They've got to come up with fixed costs as far as how much they're going to sell their product for, how much they need, obviously the ingredients, and they've kind of wrapped their head around the whole process from developing a good product to how much they're going to sell it for, and then all those hidden costs that obviously are a part of that startup, such as how they're going to manufacture it, to how they're going to produce it, to how they're going to ship it. So usually at the very beginning, we'll be the ones coming in at the very beginning to try to give them some hard costs on their shipping costs, on their palletization, how they're going to palletize, how many they're going to get on a pallet, how it's shipping to the stores. So when we develop the package around it, whether it's corrugated packaging or it's folding carton or it's point of purchase, we keep in mind their budget, their margin that they have, so we can develop something that will fit their cost model and enable them to get their products to the store at an effective cost, so they have some margin to work with at their end to make some money.
Now, I know you guys are big in the retail. If people don't think that they've seen your product, if they've entered any major chain store in the last many years, then they've certainly seen your work, your handiwork. What about food service on the food service end, as far as in restaurants?
Food service would usually at that point, possibly if the customers are shipping direct to the restaurants, or they're using a broker such as Cisco or GFS or some other carriers that they might want to use to get their product out. So again, from the very beginning, we would find how they're going to ship it, who they're using, the type of, whether it's industrial packaging, so more bulk. If they just want to get the product to the stores, they're going to take it out and they're going to put it on the shelves and let the package itself sell themselves, whether they're in stand-up pouches or clamshells or you name it. Usually food service would fall into that, where we're then developing a corrugated box around that, whether it's a 12-pack, an 8-pack, whatever that best fit is, again, for palletization, to maximize how much is on a pallet, how many per layer, how high you're going, again, to get it to a warehouse that will then at that point break the pallet down and distribute to the different retail shops accordingly.
Are you guys doing things like pizza boxes and things like that as well, or do you stick more to the wholesale retail?
We do everything. So we do everything from your industrial brown box packaging up to 3 colors, corrugated boxes, die cuts, mailers, pizza box style, all the way up to your high-end folding carton, sleeves, or auto bottom tuck tops, cereal box type packaging, if you would, to the stores, along with end of aisle purchase displays called point of purchase displays. Again, developing that from where it's going to sit, how big it has to be, who's going to pack it, who's going to put them together, whether it's the customer or the stores. A lot of times the stores don't want to do that. We've got to keep that in mind when we're developing a style, to make sure it's easy to put together. It's not complicated, because if it's not, no one's going to put it together. It's going to end up in the garbage.
Now, I know that you guys pride yourselves on wow service. And I even saw on your website the conversation about the how can we do a 5-day turnaround, and how customer focused you are. 5-day turnaround, that's a little nuts, because I've been in this business a long time and I haven't got a 5-day turnaround on very many things.
Yeah, our main focus at Ideon Packaging is speed and delivering wow. Wow is something we rally ourselves around at Ideon, and it's every interaction you have with every customer internally within Ideon's walls. We treat every employee here as a customer. So how's that interaction going? What information are you passing through to the next person to allow them to do their job better and quicker and faster? So we've kind of built the Ideon from the ground up with speed, and we felt if we could turn stuff quickly, not have customers chase us. We chase the customer. Nobody's searching for answers. We're being proactive instead of reactive. We really felt that would be a good opportunity to get our niche in the marketplace and grow. Our sales reps have on their voicemails, we'll call you back within 30 minutes. And if that doesn't happen, that's usually followed up by some type of Starbucks card, or at least the banter will start back and forth with the customer. And a lot of times the sales reps will get on their voicemail, hey, it's 11 o'clock. We'll see if we get you back to us before 11:30. This is the message. So it kind of turns into a fun game, but it's something that we're extremely focused on is getting back. And same thing with phoning into Ideon. Whether you phone Ideon, the phone will not ring more than 2 rings. I challenge anyone to try that, to give us a ring. I guarantee it will not ring more than 2 rings, and you will get somebody. It won't be an automated answering service. So it's something that we're really focused on is really getting back to people quickly, really staying in touch with them, and being proactive, not reactive.
One of the things that we kind of have problems with in the industry is finding people who are going to service us well, especially when we are in a hurry to try and either get something to market or get an answer for somebody, or somebody says, hey, can you do this volume? And of course, we're always in a hurry to try and find the right people to work with. And I think that your customer service level with your wow factor is certainly key in being able to do that for people, because otherwise we're just going to go to the next phone call, the next phone call, the next phone call. And unfortunately, it makes it harder and harder for, especially for small businesses to find the right people to work with. So it's awesome to be able to have a company like Ideon that people can call and really work with and know they're going to be handled and respected for their time.
Yeah, it's a tough start when you're starting up a business, when you're launching a product, and you want to make sure you get off on the right foot. And we realize that, and we try to do our best to understand the product, where it's going, again, what their margins are, what they're trying to achieve. So we don't design something or come up with an idea that is going to cost too much, is going to set them down the wrong path, where all of a sudden they have a prototype, they go present it, and there's just no way that that's going to fly. So we really try to slow the process down, get to know the customer, and not just take the product away and try to develop a box around it. We understand what the customer is trying to achieve, what their end goal is. So at that point, we can then go back to our structural design team and make sure that we're designing a proper package that will suit their needs, and look after the end result, which is branding and having the customers purchase their product off the shelves, whether it's food, industrial, or what have you.
Now, you guys are not new at this game. You guys have Ideon's been around for over 10 years, and you're based in Vancouver. I see your trucks around as well, even driving by, which are even branded pretty cool. I do want to take an opportunity to recognize Ideon for your charity work and your For the Kids program. Can you tell me a little bit about that and who you're working with? I know there are some really great programs that Ideon is supporting.
Yeah, we founded a concept of For the Kids. Was something that we wanted to do internally for our employees at Ideon Packaging. I believe everyone deep down in their inner selves will always want to give back and try to be a part of the community, but a lot of people just don't know how, don't have the time. And there's different ways, from United Way and different things like that you can be a part of, but you don't really get a feel of where it's going. You don't get to see the end result. So we wanted to do something local that our employees could touch and feel and be a part of. So some of the things we've brought into Ideon is a bottle drive. Again, it's to get everyone to bring in bottles that they, whether the pop bottles, cans, wine bottles, beer bottles, you name it. where we can then tally up the amount we bring in throughout the year. We give a free vacation day off for Earth Day for the employee that brings in the most. We can also then at that point see who drinks the most. We can monitor them. No, but seriously, bringing in all the different bottles and cans and what have, to the point to where around, I think it's early December, we'll then get all the cash with related to all the bottles that and cans that were brought in, and then we'll go shopping for different charities locally at Toys R Us. They open the store for us at 5:30 in the morning. We'll head in there and we can go buy a bunch of toys and a variety of different stuff that we can then package up and bring to Connect Place, the Richmond Christmas Fund, a variety of different shelters for the less fortunate that might not get a Christmas, might not get presents.
Right.
That's a big warming factor that everyone at Ideon can feel and be a part of. We've also linked ourselves with Reuben Shoes. Again, this is a company that has been founded by good-hearted people to bring in shoes that are used, not with holes, but used, to where then we can ship off to a variety of third world countries so they can wear shoes. If a lot of those countries that don't have shoes, they can't work, they can't go to school. So it's a really good program to be a part of. That again, we get everyone to bring in shoes, and we also drop some of these bins at some of our customers as well, where they can drop their shoes in, and we'll come by and pick them up as well to bring back to Reuben, so then they can again get them into containers and then ship them across to other countries. Clothing on Wheels is another foundation we linked ourselves up with, so everyone can bring in their clothes. Again, this is a local foundation that's set up in gymnasiums around the Lower Mainland. They set it up on hangers in a shopping experience, and whether it's women's, men's, kids, children's, infants. So it's more of a shopping experience that people can have when they come in. And again, we can be a part of that. We can be at the gym setting up. We can help hang the clothes. We can help facilitate the clothes going out the door. So it's something, again, for the kids is our brand that we can rally behind as a company and allow people the opportunity to be a part of something to give back.
That's fantastic. It's awesome to have a company that really has a mindfulness about the community and also about the global community too. I mean, that's we often forget when we're in our own village what's needed in other places. Now I know that I know a bunch of the companies that you guys are working with, and it's always fun to talk about success's. And so, what are some of the brands that we would know, of course, that are working with you now? I mean, it's one thing to talk about let's working with startups, but these startups eventually become big brands, and certainly with your help.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, our obviously our objective is to help our customers, grow their brand, grow their throughput, produce more, grow. So, I mean, some of the brands that we've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to be a part of, Day of Foods is a big one for us. That obviously over the years, a lot of people are well aware of their growth as they recently bought overseas, and they've grown and done a great job with their company with new product launches. And we were fortunate enough to be a part of that and developing a lot of the different packages that go around their product, whether it's, like you said, brown box, industrial, bulk packing, or up to their retail graphics, retail pizza boxes, in Forsyth. The point of purchase display side of it is something that is always unique in the marketplace. We've got a brand new press that we put in here that prints digital on corrugated. Nobody else in Western Canada has that press that has the ability to put 4-color graphics on corrugated without using print plates or steel dies.
So the benefit of that is what?
Well, to start off, in order to get something created, you need print plates, you need steel dies to get the cutout image of it, to get the graphics on it. With digital, that's all gone. That's all direct print right on corrugated. So you're probably saving anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 in setup costs just to start a project. And this also allows us that we're not married to those dies. So if you want to change your image, change a shape, change your style, relaunch something, the digital press really allows us the flexibility to come up with different ideas and different solutions. And that also helps our customers with their launches, their new products. We use the digital press even for boxes, RSC boxes, where they want to take a one-off into Costco to go show them, hey, this is what this product could look like. nobody else would have the ability to do that because you would need a print plate, you'd need a steel die. With this, we can do a one-off, just a mock-up, and go, hey, this is exactly what your product's going to look like coming into the store. Really helps them sell, really helps them show their end users, hey, this is exactly what it's going to look like. And that's really helped us with our customers to be able to grow, help them grow. And it's been a win-win. It's really been a good choice that we made about probably 7-8 years ago to put in this press locally that really helped us help our customers and helped us as well grow.
Now, you guys don't keep all your expertise to yourself either. I even saw that you guys will even go and help consult with packaging and manufacturers as well. You guys have got it down to a science. It's awesome that you're available to help the industry too in that way.
Yeah, we want to be a resource. We feel if good karma, what goes around comes around, and if you're doing right by people, different markets, different industries need help with ideas, solutions, what's new, what's up and coming. We want to be at the front, helping offer solutions, guidance. We'll be the first to say if we can't do it, we can't do a good job at a specific item. We've got a network of referrals that we would refer you to make sure that you're being looked after by people we trust. Because again, we're not everything to everyone, but you know what we do well, we do really, really well, and we try to stay really focused on that. We don't want to get too spread thin, I guess would probably be the best way to put it. We want to stay as focused as we can. We know what we're good at, and if it's something we can't do, we're not going to try to incorporate it into what we're doing. We'll link you up with whoever and deal in direct, so there's no middleman, and be a resource, be a network.
Now, if you could give some advice to somebody who's just getting started, and I know we started this at the beginning of the show, but if somebody came to you and said, you know what, I've got an idea, and this is what I want to do with it, and this is where I'd eventually like to go with it, what advice would you give a small startup operator on first steps?
First steps is obviously you're going to need to develop a package around it. So if it needs to be vacuum sealed, if it's a food product, we'll maybe go with food. If it needs to be a vacuum sealed item, are you selling it bulk? Are you selling it individually into retail stores? What's your end in mind? What's your big picture side of it? Do you want to be in the Costco's? Do you want to be in the Walmarts? Or do you want to be more in the specialized stores? Because that'll help with margin. That'll help with a variety of different styles and shapes that we can come up with. How far are you shipping? Are you shipping locally? Are you shipping across country? Are you shipping into the US? All those things come into play when we're developing a package for the customer, because that will help them then have a budgetary number in their head to go like, hey, packaging costs this much, shipping costs this much. Okay, I know how much it costs to make my product, because I would hope they would do the research on that to know, okay, these are the ingredients, this is how I'm going to produce it, this is who's running it for me. So they need to get all of their fixed costs together before they go ahead and start launching it and talking to people to fully understand if they can actually make money doing it, if it's sustainable. And that's a big piece of ours. We ask those questions at the beginning. Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you talked to this person? Who's your bag supplier? Who's your shrink wrap supplier? What shipping company are you using? Do you have any of that? If you don't have any of that, we've got a network of people that we can make sure we can set you up with. So again, you have a budgetary number. This is going to cost me, $3 to get to the store. I can sell it for whatever your margin's going to be, $3.75, $4, $4.10, or whatever that breakdown is. It's really key to make sure you understand your cost and what you're trying to achieve and what your fixed costs are.
Well, I think that's a huge benefit to have you guys available to do that. I mean, what people don't always understand is, hey, I've got this great product. Now we've got the food cost, we've got the labor cost. We know how much it's going to cost us to make it. Now we got to put it in something and we have to present it to the market. Mm-hmm. So that's amazing to have you guys as a resource and also as a network. What do you guys have coming up that's new and impressive in the future?
Well, we're always looking for new technology to help increase our capacity, make sure we can stay fast. Obviously, we're a company that wants to grow. And as we grow, it requires more people, requires more equipment. And the one thing we won't sacrifice is our speed. So with that, we have to come up with better systems, better processes. We're very lean focused here at Ideon Packaging. It's a big part of who we are is finding waste, bridging the gap. Making sure that our communication is top notch So we're always trying to find ways to better ourselves in those areas. Equipment wise, we've looking at a variety of different pieces of equipment to look at us again being different, being faster, being quicker, and producing a higher quality product at a competitive price. You know, we understand that, you know, we can't be out to lunch in the price game, but we're also not, we're not out there to produce, you know, the cheapest thing that you could possibly get. We have a wide range of customers. We do have some low margin business. We've got some high margin business, and that's obviously what makes a business flow is a wide range of different type of products that you do manufacture. So we'll always make sure that we're pushing ourselves to be at the leading edge of what can be done in corrugated boxes, folding carton, and point of purchase displays.
It's interesting that you talk price point. I have a saying that I learned a long time ago: is a poor man can't afford to buy cheap shoes, and it always costs you more in the end. It always costs you not to go with the right people, or to work with the people who are doing it right. And I think what you guys are doing is awesome, to working with entrepreneurs, both big and small. Also, when you are such a resource to get a product to market, it's great to have a company to come to, and also to feel good that also you're giving back. Is there anything else that you wanted to add? I mean, this is a live show. It's your opportunity, Matt, and so go ahead.
No, I think it's just, you know, for anyone out there that's looking for packaging, you know, whether, like I said, whether it be, you know, your brown box business all the way up to your folding carton, graphics on boxes, graphics on folding carton, graphics on your point of purchase end of aisle displays, we'd be a great opportunity for you guys to start your conversations with. We'd love to, like I said, either, you know, point out some things you need to focus on, improve possibly on what you're doing. You know, a big part of who we are is a lot of people, as in any industry, you get quote requests that come in, you get RFQs that get thrown out. We're really focused on building relationships with people, long-lasting customers, where they trust us and we trust them. Business is complicated enough, and you just want to make sure you're linked up with people that you can trust. You know they're going to do right by you. You know they're going to do a good job. You know they're going to give you a good price. And that's really, really what we're focused on. You know, we get requests in to quote on this box, quote on that box. Very rarely will we do that unless we fully understand what that customer is looking for, who you are, why is that box even that size, who came up with that size. We didn't. So we want to make sure that, is that the right size? Is it the right material? Are you doing the right thing? And that's really something we're really, really focused on, is we're not just flogging numbers out in the marketplace. We want to build relationships. We want to understand our customers from the ground up, not just their product goes in the box, but, you know, what are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? What new products are you developing? What's your end in mind? Do you want to be in Costco? A lot of people don't want to be in Costco. They want to be in these niche stores, and just really get a true understanding of what the customer is looking for, so we can properly advise them on their packaging needs.
I think it's good to do that in a time right now when there's a big push against too much packaging on products too. So to be able to get the right answers, to find the right fit that's going to be functional, not just wrap it up 100 times. It's there's such a conversation with that right now. I think that it's good to get the right advice from the right people.
Yeah, I think you're bang on when you're talking about sustainability too. I mean, that's something we're really focused on, is making sure we're developing stuff that's environmentally friendly, is recyclable. Everything that goes to our plant is recyclable, from our offcuts to our inks to our glues to our strap to our wood pallets. You know, everything that we do, we really, really focus on making sure that it's environmentally friendly. We're really focused on getting rid of waxed. We don't have a waxer in our facility as far as waxing boxes. There's other coatings out there that we've found that can repel water and keep water and oil and moisture off the boxes, that you can still, at the end of the day, go into being recycled. They don't end up in the landfill. So there's other options out there that we're really focused on to, again, try to help the environment. I know there's that view of, you know, boxes and paper and trees. We're a sustainable industry. You know, we use the same acreage over and over again, replanting trees to make sure that our footprint is controlled, that we're doing, and it is recyclable and it's reusable. That's something that we're proud of. The industry that we're in is very focused on that, and specifically it's something we talk a lot about.
Well, it's certainly a sign of the times when a company is thinking uh, about that, and also planning for changes in the industry too. I mean, even in plastics in Canada for sure, we're having that conversation nationally, and the government is implementing packaging laws and rules, right?
Definitely. Definitely.
Well, it's been awesome, informative, and it's been great to also learn about what you guys are doing, about um, different challenges within the industry, not just for bigger operations, but for small operations, and how to get there from small to big. Uh, my guest today has been Matt Dwane from Ideon Packaging. He's the vice president. You can call him, and he'll answer your call within 2 rings.
Cool. 2 rings guaranteed, or if you leave a voicemail, we'll get back to you within 30 minutes. That's our objective.
Now, as I mentioned before, this we've got some Q&As on here, Matt. Since this is live, let's just see.
Okay.
Can you help me get my displays in some of the big box stores like Walmart? I'm not sure where to start. Great question.
Okay. I guess the terminology is always the key. If it's a display, are you talking about a point of purchase display, meaning it's got a base, it's got some shelves, and it's got a header card? Or are you talking about a corrugated box that would be stackable with a perf tearaway, or a tray that would be stacked up on a pallet that would be displayed at Costco? Would probably be my first clarification as to the style. And that's always a tough part when you're talking about terminologies of what exactly are you exactly looking for? Because in the Costco's, there's obviously a limited amount of floor space. Everything is on pallets or kind of put into the racking shelves to keep the floors out there. But if it's a tray or like a stackable type tray with sides on it and ears that lock in, it would be starting with your product, making sure that your product is either stackable, meaning that it would take the weight of another box on top of it, or if the box itself has to take the stacking strength. How high would you be palletizing it is the key. Would you be double stacking it? A lot of times in Costco, they have hubs now where the pallets come in to different Costco hubs where they break down the pallets, and your specific pallet that you shipped into Costco may not be that sole full pallet going into Costco. It may be a tier that they're going to be taking off and mix matching going into Costco. So they have clamp trucks that will come out and grab a tier of boxes right off the pallet. And if they're not designed properly or correctly, the clamp truck will literally crush the boxes as they pull them off the pallet. So we've got to make sure that, if you're going in as an individual mixed pallet with possibly some other customers' products that they're going to go in and they're going to put in freezers or coolers, then we got to make sure we design the package that way. If you're sending in a full pallet of your stuff that is going to stay your pallet, it will only be your pallet. That's another conversation to have. So it's very tough. There's so many variables that come in. It would need to be a conversation that we would have one-on-one to fully understand what your end of mind is, what your objective is, so we can properly design a package that would work. But it would be an initial conversation with myself or one of my sales reps to make sure that we're coming up with the right solution for you. We're not guessing, and we're not providing you something that's incorrect.
So I guess the obvious question is how does somebody get a hold of Matt Dwane?
Well, we got our website, www.idionpackaging.com. You can go on there. We've got a quote request form that can be filled out. You can phone into Ideon at 604-524-0524. Again, the phone will be picked up within 2 rings by our customer service people upstairs, and then that essentially will be then forwarded to a sales rep to reach out and get back to you. You can call me myself. I don't mind giving my cell number out. That's 604-787-5793. And I can direct you to wherever you need to go at that point as well.
Now, of course, where this is live, if anybody didn't get a chance to write that down, we are, of course, going to post this onto our YouTube channel, Real Hospitality Live. And all of Matt and Ideon's contact information will be there. Again, my guest today has been Vice President of Ideon Packaging, and it's been exciting to learn about how to get your product into the right packaging with the right people, to work with companies that care about you, also care about your community, and it's been awesome. to have you on. Thanks so much for your time today, Matt. Thanks so much for working with us, and we're looking forward to having you on again, possibly in the fall when we have our panels with industry experts as well.
Perfect. I look forward to it. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Have a great day. Thank you so much, Dwane, Matt.
Cheers. Thank you.